The use of a sketch artist is nothing new to the investigative field, however, SPECTERS has taken it to the next level. In 2015, our team member, Suzanne, who is both a sensitive and an accomplished artist, combined her skills to put an intuitive artist in the field. The following are an example of this type of unique evidence. These were during the investigation at the historic Bundy House and Museum in Binghamton, New York. We believe this is Julia Bundy. She was the first owner of the property in 1892. Julia commissioned the home to be built for her and her husband along with their children. If you do not recognize the name, Julia's husband, Harlow Bundy, is the founder of IBM. E.F. Hopton, third owner of the property in 1915, was a well-known candy maker in the area. Edwin loved the property and is still there today, overseeing the comings and goings of the staff and visitors. Elizabeth Hopton, wife of the third owner of the property, was the woman of the house and everyone knew it. Elizabeth was very proud of the property at 129 Main Street. She also took great pride in herself and her stature in the community. These three entities, we believe, were staff members, hired by the Bundys and the Hoptons. Orion French, left, driver for Bundy family. Mary Shea, center, servant/kitchen help of the Bundy family. Anna Bobble, right, servant of the Hopton family. We have also used our intuitive artist to complete post-investigation sketches, from recorded descriptions given by Alorni. In 2019, our team member Suzanne was called on to draw what Alorni encountered at the historic Hinsdale House. The following are an example of this type of evidence. On June 28, 2019, Alorni and Anvil did a special investigation at the Hinsdale House, sometimes called the Dandy House, in Hinsdale, New York. During a communication session in the living room, the investigators, which included Dan Class, owner, and Chelsea, psychic medium, came across something very old and very nasty. The entity did not like Dan, and was making attempts to contact him physically, to inflict harm. Both Dan and Alorni did what they could to keep the entity at bay. At the peak of this confrontation, Dan and Alorni got some help. This entity indicated to Alorni that it was old. It seemed to be attached to the land. If this has been around as long as we think, it will take more than a house exorcism to remove it. During Daniel's and Alorni's struggle to push the dark entity out of the house, they got some help. We believe this is the guardian angel that has been around Daniel most of his life. Electronic voice phenomena, or EVP, is the capturing of voices or sounds within the white noise of recordings. This is one of the most common forms of evidence gathered by paranormal investigators, and the hardest to debunk. Captured at a private residence, the client's young son is saying hello, and something much older responds back. No other males were in the room, and cross-contamination was ruled out. Captured at the Bundy house, while Aloni is asking questions, this was recorded but not heard in real time. Cross-contamination was ruled out.
What's the last thing you remember about this house? Do you mind if I come into your... I want to talk to you about, I've told you the story that since, my teenage years, 40-some years ago, I used to see a little girl in the two windows upstairs, the round bedroom and the master bedroom, and couldn't get her to pass on. During our investigation, we had some encounters with her. Do you have any reports or anything of that nature of a little girl?
Not in this house. In this house, I've only experienced very specific things, and none of them had to do with children at all that I know of. In our office next door in the Lacey house, I heard distressing children's screams. One time on a Saturday morning when I was by myself, and the dog upstairs heard it too. At the same time, I heard his toenails crossing the floor as he was investigating the same sound I was hearing. And when I stepped outside to see if maybe there was a screaming child around the building, it was dead silent outside. There was no... I came back in the house and the sound had stopped. But it was a scream that increased in volume, and it was a... I've never heard anything like it. And it was definitely a child. It was a girl child, maybe 3 years old. That I could tell that much from the screams.
Oh, very interesting. We got...
Captured at the Bundy house, while Anvil is asking questions, the reply was recorded, but not heard in real time. Cross-contamination was ruled out. The spirit seems a little annoyed.
Did you work here? Did you work here? Did you work here?
Captured at a private residence, the client's son who had passed on can be heard sending his mom a message. The client confirmed that this was in fact a favorite thing of her son. Cross-contamination was ruled out.
You play with the lights and try to scare your brother. Nettie would like to know if you're here too. Nettie would like to know if you're here too. Nettie would like to know if you're here too. Nettie would like to know if you're here too. Nettie would like to know if you're here too.
As the team was exploring the attic in the Bundy Annex, they were admiring the African art, and these voices were captured on the digital recorder. Voice 1 seems to be laughing at the team. It is much closer to the recorder and has a different tone and pitch than the rest of the team members. Voice 2 can be heard underneath, near the end, saying hi. The last section of the clip is just the EVP enhanced to better hear that evidence. No one in the group reacted or mentioned it at the time. Cross-contamination has been ruled out.
I know. I want to touch it so bad, and I'm afraid.
No.
I know. I want to touch it so bad, and I'm afraid.
No.
Bad, and I'm afraid. Bad, and I'm afraid. Bad, and I'm afraid.
Captured at the Bundy house in Binghamton, New York, in the dine-in room on the first floor, an empty water glass has what appears to be a face in the shadow/reflection of the cup. The two reflected dots fall on the bridge of her nose. Pareidolia is always a possibility, but It also bears a resemblance to Julia Bundy. No pictures were present in the room that could have caused a reflection. Captured at the Spring Forest Cemetery, Binghamton, New York. In one of the children's sections of the cemetery, a random photo captured this odd image. This face presented itself and appears to be incomplete, but does look like it might be a child. Pareidolia is always a possibility, but the color of the image is unlike any of the surrounding foliage or light in the area. Captured at the 1104 Union Center Main Highway, West Corners, New York, this image was captured while taking random photos of a New Age, metaphysical shop. It does not appear to be human, more of an elemental being that photobombed the picture. Pareidolia is always a possibility, but, with only natural light coming in from the window, and there were no items that would cause a reflection or a prism effect. The image is also in the shadow on the carpet. We were unable to debunk this. The M2 program is a smartphone application that was designed for the Apple phone. Like so many things in this field, apps on phones are viewed as questionable tech, and a lot of groups will not use or rely on them. Spirit boxes rely on an entity manipulating either algorithms, or radio frequencies being scanned to generate words. SB7, Olvalus, Geoports and others are standalone devices that investigators use. Smartphone devices do similar actions to accomplish the same results. We have found the M2 app to be useful and relevant during our investigations. Bundy House in Binghamton, New York. As Alani was commenting on the cross-contamination from the group on the second floor, the M2 captured the following: even the spirits thought group 2 was too loud.
Definite cross-contamination. Asking team to be quiet.
Right.
Right.
Bundy House in Binghamton, New York. As the team moved into the dining room on the first floor, the M2 captured the following.
Hungry.
Well, we're in the dining room.
That's true.
Have some food. Here.
Bundy House in Binghamton, New York. As the team was in the reading room, Alani is talking about what she is seeing. The M2 captured the following.
Because when I come in, and I still see, there are burned people here. And they're telling me they were from a fire, from a mill down in Binghamton. And I see the bodies of 3 women, but there's a 4th woman. And then there's a gentleman that stands off to the side. And these women are young. They're like, I know.
Dowsing rods have been used for decades to find water and other natural resources. They have also been used to find energy fields, specifically electromagnetic, also known as EMF. Much like a K2 meter, Investigators will ask that the rods be moved to indicate a yes or no to a question. Erie Mansion in Clyde, New York. The team was attempting to contact Billy Ely, son of Eugenia and Charles Ely. Charles was the owner of the Clyde Glass Works, which was one of the largest glass companies in the world during the Erie Canal era. Billy Ely was rumored had killed several women before his death.
Can you show us what yes is, please? Okay, yes is crossed. Can you show us what no is? Beautiful grandfather clock. Going on. That's lovely. Do you like hearing that? Do you like the chimes? Can we talk to you about your death, please? We're here, we mean no disrespect. We want to get your truth and your story. Are you okay with that? Is that a yes? Will you say if it's yes or no?
It's a yes.
Did you commit your own death?
It's a yes.
Did you die from poisoning?
No.
Did you die from falling down the stairs? Our stomachs are all growling.
No.
Did you hang yourself?
Yes.
Did you shoot yourself?